on Facebook and, of course, on YouTube. We just want to talk about fathers and finances. We have a guest in studio. He'll be introducing himself shortly because he's gifted in this space, in this area, fathers and finances. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. Blessed this morning.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen. Maybe for somebody who's listening for the first time, you could just introduce yourself before we dive straight into the conversation.
All right. I'm Wilfred Kirigi. I'm born again. I'm a husband to one wife. I have 2 children. I'm a personal finance and business coach.
Okay.
I'm an author in the same space. I've done a book called Colors of Money,
All right.
the good and the bad expenses.
So you have many colors.
Yes, they are colors. Money has colors. You need to know the colors.
All right, great.
I'm also a deacon at CFF Kiambu town.
All
I
right.
serve under His Grace, Bishop Michael Wanderi. I've also done a few initiatives for financial education, especially for young people.
Okay.
We have an initiative called Millionaires Before Graduation. We want to create millionaire graduates.
You say millionaires before graduation?
Yes.
Okay.
So we have a situation when we have graduates or our graduates, they graduate, but they don't have financial education.
Okay.
They know how to do the work, but they don't know how to implement the skills to make finances out of them.
All right.
So we want by the time they graduate, they have the millionaire's mindset.
Okay.
So that when they graduate, they don't only rely on getting employed.
Okay.
They'll have the millionaire mindset, which they will use to create opportunities for themselves.
All right, great.
Yes.
I want us to dive into this conversation about fathers and finances.
Great.
I don't know, why is it important to focus on this conversation, fathers and finances?
It is very, very important because the first role of a father is a leader.
Okay.
You are a leader. You are the leader in your family, and you are a leader in your generation.
Okay.
When we say that my father's fathers did, or I come from this clan, this clan, the name of that past, that was an individual like you who created that clan.
Yes.
So as a father, you are a leader, and your decisions that you make, they have the ability to affect your generation.
Okay.
And especially finances. If you go wrong in finances, you affect an entire generation, not just your children or your wife, your generation.
Okay.
So you can make serious financial mistakes with dire consequences, and you can make clean or good financial decisions that your children's will celebrate that their grandfather lived.
All right.
Yes.
Great. And now, talking about these financial decisions, maybe before we dive straight into the deeper part of the conversation, I want us maybe to talk about some of the challenges that are very unique just to fathers, because very soon we're celebrating Father's Day.
Yes.
We want to celebrate them with understanding as well. So what are some of the challenges that are unique just to fathers financially?
There are quite many challenges for fathers. And sometimes we began by talking about financial literacy. Fathers believe in themselves.
Okay.
Sometimes you believe in your decisions so much that you have it planned altogether.
Yes.
But fathers, sometimes we have a challenge of failing to learn or consulting.
Because we feel like si tunaweza.
Hii kitu ninajua.
Yes.
So even if you make some money, you have a big deal coming, and you have some good amount of money coming, you feel you know it.
Yes.
I'll buy a plot, I'll buy a car, I'll do this. So the first thing we do, we fail to consult. We don't learn about money. You don't go to an advisor, say, I have this business deal, I expect this amount of money.
Yes.
What do you think I should do about it? So that's one of the challenges that as fathers or men.
So it's a kind of an ego issue.
Yes. But that ego can actually destroy your financial life.
Okay.
So money is very sensitive and it's very important. So the ego, when it comes to money, the ego, maybe you need to learn how to control it.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So another challenge we face as fathers is failure to consult our spouses.
Okay.
We've said that you have a big deal, you have some money, and you have it worked out.
Yes.
But you have a wife, you have a partner in your wife. And sometimes you just feel, I don't want to, I know she will want us to buy something that I
Maybe,
didn't.
what if it's just you want to surprise her, just it's a surprise.
Makosa.
Okay.
Okay. Unless if you can surprise her, if it is something within a manageable budget.
Okay.
But don't go spend millions or a huge amount of money without her knowledge. At least hear her out. Even if you won't do what she says,
Yes.
at least hear her out. Tell her, babe, I've been trusting God for a car, a brand new BMW or Benz or whatever. And this money that is coming up, I want to buy it. What do you think? I want to buy this plot. What do you think? Even if you will not, even if she objects and you will not say, you'll still stick to your advice, at least let her know.
Okay.
Hear her out.
Yes.
Women tend to have this thing they call sixth sense. For men, we don't know what that is. So you tell her, I want to buy a car.
So they have extra senses.
Yes. You tell her, I want to buy a car. And then she'll tell you, I have a bad feeling. And you're like, I don't want bad feeling. I want facts. Tell me I should not buy a car because of X, Y, Z. Don't tell me it's a bad feeling.
Yes.
So, and that's what sometimes as fathers we shy off. We think she will object, but not give me the details. I want facts. I don't want, I want facts of why I should not do this. So that's another challenge that we tend to face.
Not consulting
our spouse. And when we don't do that, they feel unworthy, unvalued. Eventually they keep quiet. Eventually they'll keep quiet.
Yes.
It's like, babe, I want to buy a land. Okay. I want to buy this. Okay. I want to buy this. Okay. Because they felt in the first place, you did not value their opinion.
Okay.
So another challenge that we face as fathers is as we said, we are ego-based. We want to be seen. We want in the community. Sometimes
the social status.
Exactly. Sometimes we fall to the temptations of being a hero away from home and a villain at home.
Okay, you take that again.
A hero away from home, a villain at home.
Okay.
You have your wife and your children. They already know the financial constraints you are facing at home, and without consultation or without discussion, suddenly you are the guest of honor in a big fundraising event.
Okay.
So to the public, you'll just appear as this big shot, the hero of the community who always comes through when there is a need. But at home, there is lack.
Yes.
It should be the opposite. You need to be a hero at home. Be a villain in the community. Let them send you those fundraising cards, and you say, I don't have money. I can't do this.
Okay.
Because we tend, your children, for example, your children or your child wants something at school, and then you tell them you don't have money. Then the next thing, you are a guest of honor. How do your children find that? They may not confront you.
Yes.
But wasema, oh, daddy hatupendi hata kidogo. So that is the issue. You better be a villain in the community and be a hero at home.
Okay. Sio kutunza jina,
wachana nayo bana.
Titles, the chairman. All right.
You're chairman, lakini utafute kwa kwenda home. Utafute kwa kulala.
All right.
Exactly. You want peace at home. But that is a divine order. God created you to be the father. Your first responsibilities on this earth is your wife and your children. Then once you have handled that, now you can go to the community.
All right.
Yes.
Great.
Yeah.
All right. Let's have a look at because I know you're talking about some of these challenges, and I know there is a transition from somebody being single to now being a father. How does these typically change their financial priorities? Because I know from just being somebody who's single and now transitioning to being a father, there are some shifts in priorities.
Yes.
How does that happen? How does it look like?
The issue here is that men and let's say men and ladies, we take marriage differently.
Yes.
Ladies prepare for this from a young age.
Yes.
They know what to expect. They are planning children, we will live. They have it all worked out. Some people say even the grandchildren, they can already see the grandchildren. But a man
Yes.
starts thinking about marriage on the wedding day.
What are you saying?
Yes. Men move in step by step. So you are single, you are okay with being single. Then you entered preparation stage. You're still not thinking what will happen after you get married. The day you get married, that's when now a man starts thinking, oh, now I am married. What does this mean? Okay, we will need XYZ. We'll need XYZ. I will never forget a quotation by T.D. Jakes. He said that girls prepare for marriage from a young age, but men understand marriage 10 years after marriage. That's when they know what they did, and that includes finances. After 10 years, that's when you're thinking, oh, so these are my priorities. So the first challenge when you get married is that your wife sees that your priorities are wrong. She's thinking about building the family, but you're still tied up to your family. You remember, oh, I used to send my mother some money every month. I used to support my sister. I used to support my cousin. Your wife expects you to stop that.
To stop or try to limit.
Or discuss. Well, you can limit, but discuss. Or let me say discuss.
Okay.
You say, okay, I used to support my mother. I need to keep supporting her.
Yes.
Maybe you agree how you are going to do that. So basically, you're supposed to go to ground zero in your finances, and then you discuss. I was supporting my mother. I was supporting my younger sister, my younger brother.
So these are some of the shifts we have maybe in priorities.
Exactly. So the man, you will feel as if she's now trying to separate you from your family. You are like, I've been the feeling is that these are my brothers, these are my mother.
Yes.
Why are you trying to come in the middle? No, she's not trying to come in the middle. She's trying to tell you that seasons and times have changed. Time have changed. You have changed. You are no longer single. You now need to start thinking about the future. So that sometimes becomes a challenge.
All right.
The other challenge comes in when you feel, now I'm a man, I am married, I need a big house, I need to look good. Then you move, you are comfortably paying a 1-bedroom house somewhere, but you feel, hey, sahi manze, wageni, how will the community, the people see me? Without proper planning, you immediately move to a bigger house because now you're married.
Yes.
And sometimes that house or maybe that car you buy is not within your reach. So that lifestyle upgrade, that sudden lifestyle upgrade, because you got married,
Yes.
it can come with challenges of itself.
All right.
Yes.
Let's talk about, I know there is a man out here
Yes.
who's a father, that is, who's struggling to balance because maybe they're jobless or they're trying to, try to look for jobs here and there. They do some casual jobs here and there. They're not really permanent or long-term. Talk to this man, this father, who's finding that challenge, trying to create a living out of, the little they can do.
Okay.
At least to sustain the family and all that.
Let me quote a scripture. Matthew 7:7.
Yes.
It says, knock and it shall be open. You see, every time you're walking out of the door in the morning, you're going out there to knock. Either an opportunity that is already there, or you're just believing that this will happen. And so that the first thing, as you've rightly said, is to step out. God in his wisdom put you as the provider of this family, your wife and your children. And so as you go out there, know that there is an opportunity for you. There is a famous song, Swahili song, that was, I would say, wrongly quoted. that kila mtoto akona sahani yake, but I'll put it this way, kila mtoto akona baba, akona sahani yake. So as you go out there, know that there is an opportunity specially created for you. You just need to go out there knowing that hiyo sahani ya mtoto wako iko kwa mikononi mwako. Hiyo sahani ya your family, your spouse, it is in your hand. So keep knocking until you find it. And financial success, actually the challenge we have, why you will keep going out every day is because we misunderstand. We misunderstand financial success. And one of the things that got me into this space is I asked myself, how is it possible that somebody can be, I used to look at old elderly men and I can see a person who is in their maybe 60s, 70s, and they don't have money. And I could ask myself, what happened? What happened? You've been around for all that long. What happened? And I realized what happened is that they spent all the money that they earned, not necessarily in a bad way. They did not necessarily waste the money. They spent it on the family. They spent it on maybe construction of a home and the like, but they forgot to save a little of their money. So if you're going out and you're earning 500 or 1,000 per day, if you can, well, you must. If you want to get out of that cycle, you must learn the art of actually not saving, because saving is setting money aside for future use. But you must learn the art of investing, whether it's 50 shillings per day or 100 per day or 1,000, whichever level you are, because this little drops in a bucket or in your financial bucket will make you more money.
Now, just at that point of saving or investing, how can a father balance between these two? Because right now we are talking about tough economic times.
Yes,
we are talking about joblessness here and there. How can one balance between the little they get, balance saving or investing versus meeting the daily expenses of the family?
Well, I have bad news for you. You cannot balance. It's impossible to balance, especially in tough, difficult times. What you need is just make up your mind.
Okay.
Your maths will never math, as they say. Your maths will never balance. Financial sums never balance. Even the government, with all these experts, the books cannot balance. It takes a decision that I'm going to do this. Let me give you an example. The finances that you get, they are typically divided into three important portions. Number one, there is the giving portion. Giving portion including tithes, offering, your neighbors, your brothers, that we were saying that the poor, that's part of the giving.
Yes.
Then there is the part of the daily bread. That is now your expenses that you're allowed to spend on your family, on school fees and all that. Then there's the third portion, which is the seed portion, which is the investing portion. You must make a decision, but that for the posterity of my family, for the posterity of my children and my wife, I have to set aside a seed portion for investing, because this is the money that will support you in the long run. If you are on a salary, with the time, your investment will bring in more money. And so when you grow old and maybe retire, your investments are the ones that will support your finance. But it starts from making a decision that even if I'm going to put down, say 50 shillings per day, I will do it. Because the financial maths, they will never balance. It takes a decision.
Maybe what are some of the areas people can invest or save? What are the best maybe? Do they go to a circle, maybe to a money market fund, or where exactly can somebody invest?
Okay, the first thing to do, once you've made a decision, find a place where it is easy and quick to invest,
Mm-hmm.
so that when you receive your money, you send it there. For example, as you've rightly said, we have SACCO. SACCOs, you can buy shares using your mobile platform. So I've decided I'll be saving 50 shillings in a certain SACCO. So the moment you receive the money, you send it to them. There are also online platforms, financial platforms that have come up where you can even have lock savings, where you say, immediately I receive this money, I will send it there.
Okay.
And then after some time, from these platforms, now you can consider directing the money to the capital market. Because although they are opening up a bit, I've seen a few, they are trying to go digital.
Yes.
It's still a bit, you still need some amount of money, like I think 5,000, 10,000 to go in. They are trying to bring down the entry requirement. But this SACCO money saving platforms will be ideal to get started.
Okay.
My advice would be always have an idea in advance.
Yes.
Don't think of what to do with your money when you receive the money. Always know.
So we plan for money beforehand.
Always know that there's a place I can send 1,000 and I get 1,050.
All right.
That's where it begins.
All right.
So in advance, know I can save, I can invest here and there well in advance, so that when you receive your 10,000 without thinking much, because you are the father, you are the leader. The Bible says a good father leaves inheritance for his children and his children's children.
All right.
That does not happen automatic. It takes a father who sat down and decided to do this, decided that this will happen, and starts with small steps. As they say,
Yes.
the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step.
All right. We can
Yes.
just hold it right there. We take the latest in business, and then when we come back, we'll be diving deeper into the conversation. If you got any question or any feedback, can you comment? 0717 400 555 is our WhatsApp and call line.
The Corporate Hub on Activate. Your catalyst for economic growth.
Absolutely. Just 13 minutes to 9. It is the 5th of June, the year 2025. Being a Thursday, it's all about the corporate conversations. Money matters. All right. Now, If you got any question, any feedback, let us know on 0717 400 555. That is our call and WhatsApp line 20933 on SMS. We've already saying that good morning. Please pray for me to get a job this week. I'm motivated to work now, and I believe I'll get a good job. Amen. And now, hi Frank. Thanks for inviting this guest. Apparently, it's like he's speaking of my own family of 30 years, which is suffering from poor financial decisions. But now I have clarification of the picture. My prayers are may young families heed this advice today. Hello, favored. How do you plan for your finances as a man where your wife is the breadwinner at the moment or earns more than you do?
Great.
How can Wilfred, how can somebody, a man,
Yes.
plan for money
Yes.
that maybe the wife is earning?
Yes.
All right?
Yeah.
Or sometimes, in some cases, the wife is earning much more than
Okay.
the husband.
All right.
How does that? How would that look like?
Great question.
Mhm.
Now, it begins with when you get married,
Mhm.
you have to understand you are the vision bearer.
Mhm.
You are the carrier of the vision of the family.
Mhm.
And your wife comes to support. Okay?
Okay.
So the first thing from the beginning, you must put the vision clearly.
Mhm.
This is the vision I have for the family. This is the plan we have for our children. This is the plan I have. And supporting this vision will require the input of both of us.
Mhm.
So the money I'll be earning and the money you will be earning will go to our vision.
Mhm.
Okay? So the first thing is now you take your position, but not in like a macho way. Like, I give me this money.
Mhm.
I want this money. That's the first thing. The vision has to be very clear
Mhm.
so that your wife can now support the vision. We began by saying that one of the mistakes we make as men
Mhm.
is failure to consult.
Okay.
When she's involved in planning for the family, she will comfortably bring the money to the table for both of you to plan.
Mhm. Okay.
And once she brings the money on the table, well, in this case, you have no, if she's the one earning the money,
Mhm.
in this case, you have no problem with consulting
Mhm.
because you have to.
Okay,
The circumstances demand. In this
Yeah.
case,
Uh-huh.
which is a good thing. We said it should happen, even if you are the one making the money.
Mhm.
So sell the vision, have the family plan, and let her understand that we are in this together.
Mhm.
I thank God for my spiritual father, Bishop Michael Wanderi. He's taught us to have even a financial vision for the family for the whole year.
Mhm.
The vision every year when we start the year begins, we do our financial plan for the year, and I actually fix it on the wardrobe in the bedroom.
Yes.
So my wife can see this is the plan for the year.
Mhm.
And when we do something, we tick. So we are in this together. So once it's a common vision, she will have no problem bringing the money to you
All right.
so that you can
Budget.
fund or budget the vision together.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you so much. That was best Amwai. Good morning to you. All right. You were sharing about some of these challenges that men
Yes.
face, not really fathers face.
Yes.
Yes. Would you want to proceed with that thought?
The other challenge, we have mentioned it a bit, we underestimate the cost of a family.
Okay.
You go to a man and ask him, what is your financial projection for your vision, for your business? He will tell you my 1 week projection, monthly projection, 6-month projection, 10-year vision. You ask him, what are your projections for your family? They have no clue. Okay, at least I would say most don't. You ask him, how much fees are you going to pay for your child X for this year? Tough questions.
Yes.
How much rent? So we underestimate the cost of raising a family. And that's why we tend to make now those decisions that end up straining on our budget because we thought, watoto even if fees tutaweza.
Okay.
But in the process, you buy a land or you take a loan, not understanding that this loan's installment will start eating into the school fees. And suddenly the children will start wondering, Daddy, kwa nini fees inachelewa hivyo? So we underestimate. We don't take our family planning as if it is a financial decision. So we just flow by the time. But we need to plan and have a budget and projection of what it might cost to raise your family. Another one closely following to the same
Yes.
is living beyond our means. We said sometimes tunataka kuonekana familia yangu iko sawa, and they say you need to forget about the Jones.
Yes.
You know, your neighbor is driving a big car, the children are going to a nice school. I say, na watoto wangu, you know. But I have to admit, sometimes that pressure comes from the other side, from the wife. Watoto wetu wanaenda hii shule ya public, tuwapeleke private.
Yes.
Kama kina nani, hii gari yetu iko aje? So sometimes we fall to that, to the demands of social status, that we end up living beyond our means. Living beyond our means means your budget is simply your cost is simply more than your earning. And if you're spending more than your earning, you are getting into debt.
Okay.
Whether because you tend to borrow from one avenue to another avenue, eventually that debt will catch up.
All right.
Even if you are managing now, eventually it will catch up.
Okay.
So don't live beyond your means. Don't fall to the temptation of trying to look. We said be a hero at home.
Yes.
And sometimes being a hero demands tough choices. The first thing your family need is your presence and your leadership and your love. So these status goods or products are not a priority.
Okay.
If first you're able to be a father, you are there when your children want you, your wife wants you, be satisfied. There was sometimes we had a debate on deadbeat fathers in the nation. First, you need them to know, or your wife to know, I have a husband who cares and loves me. My children, your children knows that you care and love them. When you go home, they celebrate. They don't hide because daddy amekuja.
All right.
My husband is home. Then the other, you will move step by step. Don't fall to that temptation of going beyond what you can.
Yes.
Because you want to
All right.
impress them.
Okay.
Yes.
I'd want you to talk about, because I can see our time is pretty much well spent. We have less than 5 minutes to wind up the conversation. Maybe if you can just give advice to, young fathers just starting their careers, and then also talk to older dads approaching retirement in a few minutes.
Older dads
Approaching retirement, and we have young dads who are just starting their careers.
Okay.
An advice for these two people.
Let's start with the young fathers. One thing you need is focus. You have to have your vision clearly cut out. This is what I want. This is what I want to achieve. Then you focus and get determined to achieve it. Have the discipline. Just know this is the end game, and I will do whatever it takes to get there. To get there the right way. That's what I meant, because sometimes they say end justifies the means. I don't agree. If you want to get to a certain goal, you have to be determined. For example, it's now 11 years since I decided I want to get into the money coaching space. So I decided I will read, I will learn, I will watch, I will read books, I will do whatever it takes until I get this.
Yes.
So first choose the career you want and then pursue it.
Okay.
All right? Now, for the older dads,
Yes.
I don't know where you are financially, but I would say if you're doing well, congratulations. It's time to pass on the knowledge, to the next generation, advice. Don't die with your knowledge. Don't wait until Mr. Kirigi and the rest are coming. Don't die with your knowledge. Pass on the knowledge. In fact, one of the challenges that men probably don't do, they don't teach their children about finances. In fact, our fathers used to tell us, I don't want you to be like me. But our children, they want to be like us. My 11-year-old son is writing his own book after I released mine because he wants to be like me.
Okay.
So fathers, you have the responsibility of training the next generation. This is how I made it. This is how I made it, and you can do it as well. And also, because the time you'll not be there, they'll take care of this wealth that you raised. If you don't teach them, they will waste all of it
Okay.
after you're gone.
All right. In 1 minute, I would want to talk to this older dad approaching retirement,
Yes.
but they've not made quite much.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Now, for that father,
Yes.
there must be find what you can consolidate and invest, because you're not getting, as we said, you're not getting younger, and maybe you don't have an income stream that is coming in. If you're about to retire, if you're still working, it's time to reset your finances to make sure that by the time you retire, you'll have some investment that can give you some income. If you are in your pension or you're retired, there must be something that you need to find so that you can get what we call passive income. If you're still living on your pension, or you're still living on your saving, you need to convert this saving into passive income. Passive income is cash that comes without you when you are not actively working, and that's what will support you when you are no longer working at all.
All right.
So that's what I would say.
Great. Thank you so much, Wilfred Kirigi, for the insightful conversation. God bless you so much.
Right.
I can see you have teacher Dan wa Utawala. Thank you so much. Florence Nekesa. Thank you. Mose Wapia. I can see you right there as well. And of course, Mercy Lizash. Thank you so much for activating. And of course, Mosha Wycliffe. Thank you so much, Kirigi Wilfred. God bless you.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Na siku njema. All right. See you tomorrow, same time and same place. This is Favored Frank. Bye bye.
Hope FM. Listen and live.
It's now 9 a.m. with I&M Bank.